Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone.
Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Huntington. Whether you've been part of this community for years or you're here for the first time, we're glad you're with us. Each time we gather, we create something that didn't exist before, a shared moment of connection, care, and reflection. This morning's service, Where the Living Remember, invites us to honor the threads that connect us, our ancestors, this earth, and one another. This service will move a little differently today. It's designed as a shared experience with story, quiet, ritual, and even a small intentional interruption at the end. Before we begin, a few brief notes. Toward the close of the service, we'll have a brief planned fire drill. It's part of our safety routine and also a practice of care, moving together, paying attention, keeping one another safe. When the alarm sounds, please follow the ushers and make your way calmly outside to the welcome garden. We'll gather there for just a moment, a shared breath of reflection and dedication, and then the service will conclude. Also, I'd like to announce that the pumpkin patch for 2025 has come to a close. We'll all want to thank the organizers, Amy Olander, Debbie Cohen, and Peggy Coolius. I'm not done yet. With them at the helm and the help of 68 volunteers, ranging in age from 22 months to 91 years old, they're happy to announce that our profit this year was a record-breaking $13,000. That's a lot of pumpkins. If you help to sell any this year, please stop by the social hall today to pick up a little thank you gift. Volunteers are also needed right after to head over to the patch one last time to clean everything up until next year. Also after the service today, stop by the welcome table in the social hall to learn how to use our new Realm Connect online UUFH community, which is designed to give us all easier access to the directory and so much more. Also, in case you missed it, Huntington's Beautification Council recognized the Fellowship's Welcome Garden at Town Hall on Wednesday, October 29. Valerie, you are all great and eager to clap, but you're not letting me finish because I wanted to say that Valerie Scopez, Beth Feldman, Carol Holmes, and Sarah Murphy accepted the award on behalf of the garden in the Native Garden category. We have so much to celebrate, so many wonderful volunteer activities, and we'll be dedicating the garden this morning. To learn more about the upcoming events, so many more than I can mention, be sure to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter, The Flash, at uufh.org. Everything we do here, our rituals, our stories, our music, even our safety practice, is part of the same work, learning how to live with care, awareness, and gratitude. Let us begin by centering ourselves as Nina comes up to help me light the chalice. It's the symbol of the light and connection we share. Our chalice lighting this morning is called the Spark Within Between. Thank you, Nina. We light this chalice for the spark that began everything, for the moment when energy met matter, and the universe felt the pull of between. That first reaching is still happening here, in the breath we share, in the gravity that draws lives together, in every act of care that keeps the world alive. May this flame remind us that creation is still unfolding through us, between us, and all around us.
Before there was us, or or between or anything at all. Before there was breath or bone, before the word beginning meant anything at all, something cracked itself open. And from that rupture came relationship, particles pulling and colliding, life cooling into matter, matter awakening into life, life learning, slowly, painfully, how to heal, what healing even is, what joy is. Slowly and sometimes also miraculously and quickly discovering what joy is and what community is. And it has never stopped. That same impulse that flung galaxies outward and keeps them in their wild orbit moves through us all still. Moves through us around and around. Life keeps going around and around, just like the seasons. My daughter this morning asked me, whose birthday is first? And mine is in April, hers is in December. And she was saying, oh, mine is mine, as in Papa, yours is next, yours is first. And I said, well, it's hard to say that because the year, the seasons, they just keep going. They never stop. And it makes you wonder where they began. It's fall, and the leaves are changing and falling off the trees. That's literally why we call it fall. And there are many explanations, many wonderings that people have had, both scientific and spiritual, about what it means that we will live and one day not and become something else. People have wondered for many years, and often at this time of year in many cultures throughout the world, people are reminded by life and reminded by what we cannot ignore, that it is always turning, that everything is always happening. Interruptions, life, joy, interruptions that scare, interruptions that make us wonder. Never ends. It never ends. Sometimes it feels like it never ends. Like putting away laundry. And really, this is beautiful. I don't mean that never ends about the noise, by the way. I'm talking about the laundry that never ends. But also those interruptions that make us laugh. And so here we are today, on this day, the year 2025, a year that probably sounded like an Isaac Asimov textbook, novel when you were born or when you were reading it the first time. I can never say that name. Isaac Asimov, right? Thank you. Yeah, it's really hard to say out loud. But here we are, whether you can pronounce the names or not. We're here to do something together. So let's do it, shall we? And let's start by arriving here on this day, this morning that has broken. And if you're like me, when you were about to get in the car and come here, you had a moment of panic because you hadn't fixed the time on your watch. The car knew. I mean, the phone knew, sorry. Time is a strange thing this morning. We skipped time this morning. I'm so sorry when I do that. We went ahead in time we went back in time this morning. Back in time, and let's keep going back. But let's start with today, this morning that has broken. Let's sing our opening hymn. It is number 38, Morning Has Broken. Perhaps you know it. Rise in body or in spirit, or sit, or swing. word you want. I was saying there as an interruption, to get us used to interruptions today. Use whatever word you want. I saw the word that begins with a G that many of us don't love to sing out loud, but for some of us it is perhaps very meaningful. So in this space, when we sing hymns, they contain words and we give them a lot of meaning or not. And we can choose in the moment where we want to go with them too. I just want you to know you have permission to do that in case you didn't know that what is written in a book can be changed. That's why we're here. That's why we're Unitarian Universalists. And here we are on this day, where we arrive as who we are. And we arrive as a people who come from many places, many streams, many backgrounds, from many different branches on the tree of life. And we're here in this space together. And that means something to be here together. To be in community doesn't mean just showing up. It means showing up and bringing yourself, your heart, and whatever it is that is on your heart that you carry. That might be memories of beautiful, wonderful, that you are remembering today and every day. It might be memories of me. Or conflict. It might be something else. It might be the world. In every place that it is calling us to be, to care. Can you hear me? Okay. When did you stop hearing me? Maybe what you are carrying, can you hear me? Clap when you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay. This is important, isn't it? Can you hear me now? Maybe you're remembering that stupid commercial and the living room and the television set. I think it was plastic. Like plastic. It was plastic. I feel like can you hear me? I'm just going to go to the pulpit. That's what they're for. Can you hear me now? Okay. I'll stand here. You can see me better too. Maybe it was that television set that you watched or heard that silly commercial on, or the radio on the car. Thank you. Maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about because you weren't born yet. Maybe you just woke up today, tired, a little chilly, and looking for a place to go. Find some people who would help you warm your heart. Maybe you're here today. Or maybe you're thinking about tomorrow and what happens tomorrow and what do we do. Or maybe you're thinking about that birthday party next week. That friend in the hospital, or that friend who's about to have a kid, or that parent or grandparent who's not doing so great. Or maybe you're thinking about all that leftover Halloween candy. And where should we hide it? And how much do we ration each day? Or should we have even had it already? Or where are my, whatever your favorite candy is? Point being, we come here from so many different places, and some of us arrive here, and we're not sure how we feel, but we know that today is the day. Today is the day to be with people. So whatever you do carry in your heart, we bring here, and we encourage you, we invite each other to share it if it's something that needs to be shared. If it's a silly joy, and you just want to lighten our hearts, because our hearts could use some lightening all the time. Feel free to share that. You got index cards when you came in to write it on. Some of you know that, some of you don't. Now's the time to bring them up. We'll receive them with gratitude and love as a part of this community, and we'll read them aloud. And you're invited to light a candle as you come up to mark what it means to be with people and what it means to bring your heart into community. we bring much of life. Beauty and joy and pain and sorrow and fun. So many things. And we know that when we bring those joys, they help. And when we bring those sorrows, we hope that we might find something in this community, in each other, that warms us. And when we bring our questions, I hope that we will find more questions, but also some answers. Here are some of what we bring to community today. I'm feeling very grateful for receiving a new car that runs great and a new place to live, yes. For the disappeared and those who care about them, and for those who seek justice. Please keep those individuals in our thoughts who are most affected by not receiving their SNAP assistance and the many grocery stores, bodegas, and convenience stores who depend on the money. Let's keep them in our thoughts, yes. And let's keep them in our thoughts when we go out into the world. And let's keep them in our hands and do the work that is needed. Praying that Tuesday's results bring hope and that maybe we can get some good news for our suffering country. Joy for this beautiful day and this loving community. Joy for this beautiful day and this loving community. Joy for you. Can you give joy to each other? It's like clap. Yeah, joy. Yeah. There is a power in being together. I am my country. It says I, underlined, I am my country, so are you. As long as we're here, there's still a country we can believe in. That sounds like a song. Is that a song? It should be. Prayer for our country, which is deeply divided. So much anger and hate. Remembering Esme. It's Jibby. Is that Hibi or Jibby? I'm sorry. Jibby, thank you. Oma, Honcho, and Gamala. We miss you. Did I say everyone's name? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. We miss you. For all that we miss, for all that we hope for all that we remind ourselves is in our hands, that we have the power to enact change in the world. For all those things we do that remind each other that over and over again, for all the ways that we remember those who have gone before and those whose shoulders we stand on. For our country and its values, its stated values of freedom for everyone. May we remember that we are those values, we embody those values every day, and we must. For what it means to be together, for everything we do that reminds each other of what it means to be together and how beautiful and important that is. For you, for waking up this morning and getting yourselves out of bed and getting yourselves here. For what you might discover, for that making that decision. For all of those things. For all of those things. Take some silence now and feel that. Power, meaning, joy, complication of it all. And know that you are alive. And know that you don't need to be silent either. To be mindful, to be present. If you are the kind of person who likes that, you might be annoyed. So you've listened to silence for a few seconds. Now listen to the sounds of the earth, of life itself, in the silence. We humans think we can control the world sometimes, that we can carve out perfect silence, stillness, order. But the nature of the universe from a cosmological perspective has always been chaos. But there is more. That is what spirituality is for. It asks us what that more is, what the meaning is we can find in the chaos every day. And so let us sing to life, our hymn, Spirit of Life. Oh I was standing outside in the parking lot earlier, before I came in, unloading these items from my car, listening to the sounds of the choir outside. And from my vantage point where I was, it sounded like falling asleep in another room while your grown-ups are watching a show on the TV. Being totally at home and warm and happy. Knowing that your family is doing what it needs to do for everyone. To relax, to come together. And when I came inside, I told them that. I just wanted to share that. The dead have a pact with the living. The dead have a pact with the living. All of us will one day be dead, and so we have a pact with the living and the dead, and the living have a pact with the dead. Meaning, it is sort of like a koan, if you know those phrases, something to kind of meditate over, think on, because it's paradoxical. But what I mean by that is simple. We will all one day become ancestors. So it is our job as humans living on this earth, given this beautiful gift of life today, even though it's hard and that thing hurts. As humans given this beautiful gift, we need to use it, knowing that we will one day be ancestors and someone will come after. Whether or not we have children, that's not the most important point. We're all humans on this earth, and we all affect one another. That's the spiritual, ancestral aspect of it that I propose this morning, but there is a cosmological aspect. And like I said, that from the beginning, chaos. But chaos with rules, sometimes rules that are hard to make sense of. Einstein said that our perception of separateness is a delusion. He called it a delusion, an optical delusion, that we just see things the way we see things because light comes through our eyes and it's bent around things. We don't see things the way they actually are. And so the fact that we think we're separate from one another is just something that is the way that we make sense of the world as being alive. Because it's strange to think that we all came from the same source. But here's a simple fact. Here's a simple fact. We're all here, and we have each other. We are not alone. We're here because someone loved us into being, or someone beinged us into being, even if it wasn't about love. We're here because of someone. And we're still here, I think, because of someone. And what I mean by that is we cannot exist alone. That's why you're here, I believe. Whether or not you know the physics behind Einstein's statement or not. We're all here because of someone else. And those people who came before, some of them loved us into being and some of them not. And so what I'd like to do before we have our fire drill is say that anyone who's going to RE can go. I have to tell you, here's what I'll tell you. Every time I've done this service, it's been intergenerational. It always has been. And it's just an idea. It's just in my mind. And so I'm sorry. In my notes for this service, I always make it not. We're almost done with the service, really. Actually, there's only a few minutes left, by the way. There isn't a long thing happening after this.
It's an interruption.
It is an interruption. This service actually is designed as an interruption. I'm not joking. Yeah. As an experiment. As an experiment. The way an interruption like a fire alarm that asks us to stop and think about what we're doing and make sure that it's what we need. Now, fire alarm is a little more about pay attention. There could be danger in the future, so be prepared for it now. We have had those, and then sometimes we don't pay attention to them, and they keep going off, and we turn them off. And then we find ourselves in a place where we're not so sure. But this service was designed to be an interruption. A stopped moment in time. At this time of year, when many cultures say the veil between the living and the dead is thinnest, or maybe if you do not translate the meaning of life through those kinds of words of old spiritual language, of myth and legend, could say this time of year we're reminded that we will fall off the tree too one day. And so we're asked to examine what we do with what we have. And we think about the people who have come before and the pile of crap that they left us with, or the pile of cool stuff. So what I'd like to do now is I'm going to look at this basket and I'm going to talk about some things, and if it resonates with you or not, I need some people basically to help me put those things on the table. We're setting an altar or a table of remembrance. So, Lisa, would you just hand me the basket? Okay. Yes. That's all right. Actually, we might have needed a real fire alarm, but we didn't, because of community, and that's what community does. Perhaps we are here because of those who came before, and they came from far away. Would you put this on the table for me? And they came from far away, seeking a better life, and they did not know what to expect. Or maybe they came from far away because they didn't have a choice, and they didn't know where they were going or why, and they're still here. Or maybe they came because they had no choice, and they did know where they were going. Maybe I'm just going to ask you to put it on the table, but if anyone at any point, doesn't matter what I'm saying, wants to come up and light a candle, I invite you to do that. And we have a basket if you need to light another candle, okay? Maybe they came from far away across an ocean, or not. Maybe they always lived here. Maybe the wisdom of those who have always lived here is what is most needed, so that we can see the world as it truly is. Maybe their memory is still floating in the air. No. Can you? Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. I should not have done that. That is I really should not have done that. I'm sorry. Maybe their memory is still floating in the air because they hurt us and they did not apologize. Maybe they didn't even know, and they couldn't. Maybe they fed us. And we're still thinking about the way the kitchen smelled. Maybe they showed up for us at a time when we needed help the most, even though they weren't family. And they showed us what kindness looks like. This is the last one. This is purple lovegrass. It's a very prolific weed, but it doesn't show its color until it's allowed to grow tall. And I picked it off the grave of my grandfather, who would have had a fit. He loved his lawn. This to me, you can put this. Thank you. This to me is the lesson today. I love Amadeo, my grandfather, and you perhaps have your people in mind today. He was imperfect. And he brought me pain often. Not on purpose is the point, though, because of things he didn't know about himself. But he was an amazing grandfather, and someone who I remember fondly. A complicated person, as many people can be. Life is complicated. It's ironic to me that I found that grass on his grave, because not just of his love for lawns, for perfectly tidy lawns, but because of his inability to see beyond the order that he had to establish for himself. As in, unable to see outside of himself that there are other people beyond him. I was crossing the street. We're almost done. This is an interruption service. We're going to end with an interruption. I was crossing the street on Friday after my daughter's Halloween parade at her school, and a car didn't let me go. And I heard someone who was there just kind of comment about it, and I said, some people are having a hard day and in a rush, and it's hard for them to see that there are other people outside of themselves. That doesn't mean they should be held accountable if they hit someone with their car. Point being, Amadeo loved order. Didn't like purple lovegrass, and he would not have even known what it was because he would have mowed it with his lawnmower or weed whacker before it even got this tall. And that's what the world does over and over again to so many people. Cuts them down before they can grow and blossom and see their beauty. Cutting them down before they can even cross the border. Cutting them down before they were brought here. Cutting them down. But also, the world grows. The world is chaos. Remember, I told you, the cosmological order from the beginning is chaos. Something cracked itself open. Big Bang. Chaos. And chaos woke up, created life, and we're here. And now we're asking questions about why there's chaos and how we can order it, or should we just let it be? But in the meantime, discover what love is, what it means to offer care to each other within the chaos. That's what Blue Boat Home is about. And that's why we're here. Because the world needs love. We can't change the fact that it is always chaos. The world needs love. It needs us to practice it here and go out into the world. We're going to go outside in a minute. You knew there was a fire alarm. Excuse me. You didn't know that we're going to dedicate. Sound okay? We're going to dedicate our welcome garden by going outside together. The welcome garden's out front. If you didn't know we had a welcome garden, maybe you know that there's a patch, an area out front with some plants, and you've seen people working on it. It's a native plant garden. We don't exactly know how to describe what native plants means anymore because the climate is shifting. But we can use some common sense in figuring that out. Native gardens, plant gardens, are about embracing chaos with love, knowing that how we treat the earth is how we treat each other. And so our garden is a native plant garden because it reminds us that when hate tries to cut down something beautiful, the earth responds with restoration, with purple love grass. What I'd like us to do is go out into the garden. I have a full script for this service, by the way, if you want to see what I was going to say, if it was going to be a traditional service with citations and all that kind of stuff. Neat planned order service. You can see it, you can read it if you want that level of knowledge delivered to you. I just want you to know that. We're going to have our fire drill now. We have to do our offering first. Thank you, I'm sorry. What we're going to do is do the offering. See, the point of this, by the way, is for me to show you that we can get through a service and make it an hour together. When I have notes, that's what I'm doing here. When I have notes, but I also have people that know that what needs to also happen. And I want you to see that we can do this and the sun will still rise tomorrow. And we can be more present in the room with each other, I hope. Now, you probably are a little nervous the whole time, right? What's going on? I know what needs to happen. I know there's only a couple of critical things that needs to happen. An offering is one of them. Really, that might be the only thing that needs to happen, that and lighting a chalice. I'm saying there's lots of things, right? Point being that we can be here together sometimes and be present, but you need to be comfortable first. So I want to show you that we can do this and still be together. The world, from a cosmological perspective, is chaos. But we don't want to sit in chaos all the time, so we don't have to have a service like this every Sunday. Just letting you know. But I wanted you to experience this today, because this is the perfect day to do it, when the veil between the living and the dead is thinnest, so say many cultures, or simply when we are reminded of what it means to be alive. Love. Let's take an offering for our split plate, and we are going to invite them. And then we have a song that reminds us why we're here too. And then our fire drill.
So as we move into our time of offering, we remember that generosity is one of the ways we keep tending this community in the wider world. Each month, our fellowship shares half of our offering with an organization doing work that embodies compassion and justice beyond our walls. This month's partner is Family Diversity Projects, a nonprofit devoted to helping eliminate prejudice and bullying and to celebrating the diversity of human experience. Ushers will be passing the baskets while Dylan plays, And for those of you at home, you can send a check to the office or donate through the website, Zelle, or PayPal. Thank you for all your support of the work we do within and beyond these walls. But first, to tell us a bit more about Family Diversity Projects and their work, I'd like to invite Eric Rubin Perez to share a few words.
All right, can everybody hear me okay? All right. Good morning, everyone. Well, actually, I'm tall, so I got to make it a little taller. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Eric Rubin Perez, and I use the pronouns he, him, and his. I have the privilege of introducing this month's Split Plate recipient, and Family Diversity Project is a nonprofit organization devoted to helping eliminate prejudice, stereotyping, bullying, and harassment of people who are discriminated against due to sexual orientation, gender, gender identity, race, national origin, religion, and disabilities of all kinds. They tell the stories of real people presented in 8 award-winning traveling photo text exhibits, including Love Makes a Family, Building Bridges of Many Colors, Authentic Selves, In Our Family, The Road to Freedom, Nothing to Hide, and We Have Faith. These shows have toured communities nationwide. They've been at schools, universities, and many other institutions. All money collected helps to keep the exhibit going, which is imperative with our current political climate. Several weeks ago, members of our LGBTQ+ social justice team attended the school board in Massapequa. At a time when our transgender family is being erased, it's imperative that we highlight these remarkable individuals. Please also visit the exhibit in the fellowship. A special shout out to Bill Hawkins. Thank you, Bill, for doing such a wonderful job putting up the gallery. It truly looks amazing. Authentic Selves was named a common read among the UUA. In the new year, we're hoping to have an adult religious education book group. The book group will feature the author Peggy Gillespie, as well as some of the individuals photographed in the book. If you're interested in joining, please scan the QR code or see myself or Michelle Riley. Michelle, can you give a wave? All right, oops. Thank you.
We're not going to do the fire drill immediately after the song. I just have a couple things to say before we go outside. Now let's share this gratitude.
The ushers can pass the baskets while they're singing.
I hope that for those of you for whom coming to a kind of service about family is hard, for those of you who are remembering some chosen family perhaps right now after hearing that song, I just hope you find yourselves in this service too, and you find yourselves in community. For chosen family, we are grateful to, and we remember the true meaning of the word fellowship. We're going to have a loud sound in a few seconds, in a moment. But I'll give the signal when it's time. What do you want me the signal to be? Okay, yeah, right before we do that, before you do that, can I say one? But you can come up here because this isn't going to take long. Just a minute. Just a minute. Service is an interruption because the world needs an interruption. You know that. That's the message. Kind of like a defibrillator. When the muscles are not going the right way in coordination, you need to stop and get them to restart and pay attention. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. The service is an interruption to show you that we need an interruption. The purple love grass was my reminder. Let's go outside after the fire drill to the garden. I hope you will go there and find someone to walk with, whether or not you came with them, to remind ourselves that we must do what every generation that has come before has done, to learn how to keep moving forward through the chaos and make sure that no one is left behind. This isn't the only kind of service you can get from me. This is an important example of what the world needs, I think. But this is not the only kind of service you will get from me. I want you to know that. But I needed to make a point about interruptions this first couple of months. Because the world hasn't made it yet.